maybe. So, who do you want to start with? Pick one, Jebro. Pick a card,
TCG.
any card.
I'll start with TCG. So going over to Lord Helseth, of course, the team captain of TCG. He's playing with the Greatsword / Sword Torch build. So this is very much burst damage orientated, less survivability than he would have been using with the staff. So burst damage, not in conjunction with a thief most likely, but hopefully we can get some CC down and he'll be able to take out targets very quickly using that mower, being very mobile around the map also. Texby running with the rifle and obviously the 60062 build with a 2-kit NG meta as standard. Speedy kits moving around the map quite quickly, putting a lot of AoE damage down on the point. Not running Elixir gun, so less survivability, but he is running toolkit with the Elixir S. Going over to Tage, he's going to be running, let's see which build he's running with today. Oh, his old school altruistic healing build there with the free shouts. So he's going to be in team fights, operating with a lot of support, and also going with wants to be involved in those team fights, rotating around the map with the rest of his team. Going over to Sire Rom now, he is called, seeing as we've got Lord and we've got many Jesus / godlike looking characters in this team at the moment. He's running with the Soldier's Handbow build, so obviously a lot of on-point pressure with stunning and also AoE burning with, of course, the longbow. So a lot of on-point pressure, good in team fights, good at 1v1s. Going finally over to Denshi, he'll be running with the Elementalist Dagger build. He does have the staff for pre-game buffing at the moment with their static field and blasting that to get some speed. And he will be obviously in team fights as much as possible to build up might and also to build up a lot of AoE damage on point with a lot of Condy Cleanse and healing. Rotating around the map to go into 1v1s and team fights. And he'll be very effective in support roles. And that is TCG.
Nicely done. I'm proud of you. You didn't go on an information rampage on any of them.
No, I know.
Although there weren't...
Could have on Texby.
There weren't really too surprising choices in there. Pretty much standard. We do have the slight change, as said earlier, of Texby instead of Sizer, although we have yet to see the full original, the guys that are also going to China roster of TCG playing in one of these cups. First time around we did have, I think, Texby replacing Helseth, and the second time around we had Texby replacing Denshi. So, and now replacing Sizer. Next week he's replacing Page, to have been through all of them. So yeah, that I've seen them practice yesterday quite a bit, specifically against Made in Meta. And I have to say, this can kind of succeed or fall apart on the survivability of Helseth. Depends on whether he's protected enough. But let's see what will come of that. So the time you made up for, I used up freely. So let's be quick with let's be quick with CD here. We have Quoth, the Elementalist, running a Celestial Elementalist, currently equipping a staff, but is gonna switch over to Dagger. Then Prototype is running a Path of Corruption Condition Necromancer. We have Sizer on his standard and Loved Sword Dagger Thief. So lots of dodging. Sizer especially. I don't know if it's worth mentioning it especially for Sizer, because pretty much every thief tries to roam around as much as he can and +1 the team fight as well as decap. But for some reason everyone always specifically mentions decapping with Sizer. I mean, he's good at it, but still, everyone does it.
He does do it. He does do it a lot. Like in some games, it's more noticeable than others. Like he'll either be decapping or he'll either be on focus target. I think it's either or. But you notice when he's decapping because it happens so consistently and so often. And I think it will happen a lot in this game actually.
Yeah. And then we have kind of the surprise of a double Necro. He's playing pretty much the same build, I think. Rabbit Amulet instead of the Carrion on Prototype, and wait, Traveler Rune. I think we have the Nightmare on Prototype. So a bit of a change there. We'll also go with the Path of Corruption. Of course, all the minions equipped at the moment to buff up his life force in the beginning. And Xerix, last but not least, is playing another Elementalist. So he's probably... Wait, he is currently equipped Dagger Focus. I don't know. And also running with a Signet of Earth.
It'll
Don't
be
know
one
if he's
of
going to stay with it.
It'll be one of his random builds, most likely. I don't know. It could be. I never pretend
just Xerix being Xerix?
Yeah. I never pretend to know exactly what Xerix is doing. But hey.
Okay, so let's see what's going to come of that. Otherwise, at least Celestial and Holbrunk is kind of what we would have expected. And also going for the Fiery Greatsword. So do we have two? Yes, we have two. So lots of mobility potential on the team. Kind of, they would just be able to 4-man Fiery Greatsword open this one.
They could do, yeah. They could really just smash it into the map, and they'd probably give one to Prototype, maybe,
and the other one to Ventari. Having a Fiery Greatsword on both Necros, that could be fun.
Yeah, that's true.
That could really be fun. Yeah, and we're gonna see. Yesterday, as I spectated them, Texby did a pretty good job in the 1v1s, especially against Elementalists. So he might have a field day on that one, although also going up against 2 Necros. So that could hurt.
Okay, so now people will know what RU means, and it's ready up and not you are from Russia. We can actually start the game.
Nice one. So, 2 starters off for today's Go4GuildWars2 Cup. We're gonna have the round of 16 match TCG on the red side against CD on the blue side. Let's have a look at the splits.
Guys are already engaging Rom on the beach there, trying to go past Texby as well. TCG being quite defensive. No one really going for the far point at the moment. Helsef going around the back of Keep with Tage coming up behind him is Texby and Rom meeting up with them as well. Now they've got to be careful about the Necros that are actually going around the back of Keep at the moment. I did notice the Ventari is actually using Epidemic, so he's more of the AoE kind of Necro with the conditions here, and they need to be careful because Prototype and Ventari can both start free casting on the top, and no one really able to knock them off can come from behind. Potentially maybe Helsef could do that. Sizer is on Helsef, so he's on Helsef kill duty at the moment, and both Necros still up top, able to just put down a lot of conditions on the map.
Yeah, and well, Sizer maybe could have done something against the Necros, but to be honest, what does one Mesmer want to do against 2 Necros? And also he was a little bit busy with Sizer on the side. So yeah, Helseth somewhat taken care of, had to retreat a tiny bit, is going to come back into the fight. We do have a lot of damage on Rom already. All his stances are out. He's feared, trying to line of sight, and also got was it a Mass Invisibility? Is he right there? Is Helseth running Mass Invisibility? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I thought it was running Mo actually, in all fairness. So he's actually switched that up. So he's gone for a bit more stealth, obviously with Decoy and with the Force skill on the Torch as well. Now there was a lot of conditions, but they got cleansed very easily by the combination of Tage and Denshi. So they're obviously are using their cooldowns very, very well at the moment. And Blue Team did lose that mid cap just by not really having anyone on point. And I think there was some vulnerability as well, which came in, which actually made them lose it. So yeah, a couple of errors there from the Blue Team, but hey ho, you know.
I think it was a lot just due to the pressure that suddenly appeared on the entire Blue Team. I saw all but 1 health bar drop down to below 50%. That kind of can lead to you just falling apart on in the team fight, but they managed to stay alive and are now engaging on the mine point. Everybody is pushing over. We do have Quove to defend the henge as well as Rom to defend the keep. Maybe a little bit of a mobility boost there, and we saw the first stomp going on Helseth, and that could really bring this team fight to a halt. The next target is gonna be Texby on the side. He's being chased away already. Ventari already in the plague form. So
yeah, he was under a lot of pressure from Denshi, actually. He's just going to come out of it now. He's probably going to go down to that burning and bleeding tick. Although he is in Death Shroud, he doesn't really want to die up there. Although he's done a good job of fearing off there. That was nice. He's just gone down. Should be able to get the res here quite easily. We've got a couple of people. Oh, the Alpha Tumor 4 comes in. The res is going to be good. He's going to be okay. He's going to use his heal and get out of there. But he's just going to plant his Flesh Golem, actually. Flesh Worm, so he can escape if needed. Which he's going to probably need to do very soon. He has done that indeed. Death Shroud is going to come up as well for him, and he's going to be okay there. So a nice retreat from him, but the pressure is really on the Necros here. And Texby isn't even in that much trouble, really, to be fair. He's sticking away from the Necro fights. It's currently a mid versus Quivo. Now, this is a tough fight for an engineer versus a an Elementalist. You haven't got a lot of burst damage, and by the time you've got him down into like half HP, the cooldowns of the Elementalist probably still back up, and he can get back into water and just come back onto the point and be okay. So Texby has actually had to retreat a little bit because the Necro, of course, Ventari has come in as well.
Close one there with the decap. Rom just barely made it in time. I think maybe a little bit of a communication error. The conditions are piling up on Taxby. Rom is going for the rest, but the damage should be it. We do have the poison on there, but managing to get Taxby back up. That is somewhat surprising, but still the conditions will be applied in the form of Ventari there. Focus target on him. Also everybody moving off point. A couple of fears and a nice move back on the point. Could be quite difficult there. Taxby going down. Rom can't really rest. Do we have reinforcements from anywhere? No, he is by his lonesome, but the team fight on mine is still going strong.
Yeah, kind of surprised that Texby's running cleaning formula actually, instead of the automated response trait, because that would probably be a lot better for him in this. You know, he's only got one elixir to throw, so I'm not really sure why he's opted for that instead of the actual reduced condition duration of all conditions. Rom's going to go down here as well, and it looks like blue team possibly could pick up. They've got the 2-cap, they've still got that node contested over on the mine, but they don't. They need to be careful because they're going to have some respawns coming up.
We don't have a respawn from the blue side, which means Taxby is going to get this cap uncontested, but they are doing a fairly good job on the mine point. It is still neutral, and they have gained control of the midpoint, so kind of equalizing it. They managed to gain the lead with the double cap for a couple of seconds, so it is going definitely in their favor. And the question is, how is the red team gonna start to re-engage? We do see Hailseth. Maybe he might plant a portal right over here, but that could also be pretty risky. Just a chance of getting caught there, especially by Sizer, who seems to be engaging right now.
The TCG are lacking some damage here, in my opinion. Texby's stuck on the other side of the map at the moment. He can't be that effective because he needs to be aware that there's 2 Necros, obviously, and an Elementalist that all can apply conditions to him. And, you know, everyone can apply conditions to him on the opposite side. So he's going to be running most of the time, unfortunately. He needs to be really, really good at the kiting, which is obviously something which Texby is good. This fight over on mid at the moment, the focus target is Rom, and Prototype can free cast for the life of him. Look at that. He can just do anything he wants. Ventari is as well. Rom's going to go down here inevitably. If Tage, they should be able to get... I don't think they're going to be able to get him up. They have got the down, and we're going to see that finisher come out on top of him.
Oh, nice knockback from Hailseth, knocking down Prototype, but too little, too late in this case. The point is in the hands of the blue team. Hailseth applying a little bit of pressure on Quove, but he's not going to be able to do much, especially since Quove can just try and line of sight him, although having a bit of trouble with that, and now maybe a bit too risky in terms of giving the decap up. The fight has gone into a complete off-point fight. We do see the Vapor Form coming out, but not really able to position himself any better in terms of getting a rest down on him. Stomp is coming up. We do have the decap from Sizer. There we go, what we talked about earlier. Getting the decap, now no point income for the red team whatsoever.
Yeah, this is not good. There's just not enough damage on the team of TCG at the moment to take anyone out from the other team. Look at Ventari and Prototype. They're attached to each other, man. They're just a Condi team. They're wrecking faces at the moment. And this is really what's showing off Necro and how strong it is if you can play it. Like, if you can actually utilize them correctly, because look at them, they're even right now, they're just right next to each other, always on the targets, always focusing up really, really fast. I mean, Sizer as well is also being bothersome on the other side of the map to Helsep and Texby as well. It looks like he might even go for a cheeky decap past both of them. No, the immobilized didn't come out. He managed to get out of it, and he's going to get a decap here. Look at that job there from Sizer. Absolute awesomeness. Doesn't need to stay there. He's going to bail. And still, blue team just stretching the lead even further by getting that awesome decap against 2 players of TCG.
Sometimes you just got to go for it. Not many people would have actually tried that. He, of course, has the added safety of being the sword dagger thief, which means even if he gets caught, he has a lot of means for escape.
We've even got a spawn camp going on from Xeric's Prototype and Ventari at the moment, just taking out Tage. They took out Rom there as well, and this is just... They are all over TCG
but
at the
now
moment.
we
They're
do
not letting
see
them move.
TCG re-engaging on the mid here. Maybe, okay, Denchi has to be careful with Sizer again on the henge point. But the rest of the team, I think the entire team fight might be moving towards the midpoint now. Oh, but one caught off. Tage already taken out. The Bunker Guardian taking up before actually getting to the point of Storm. There is not enough pressure. No, not quite. The poison was on there, but Rom managing to just get Tage back up. Taking out Tage before the team fight itself could have been a real big advantage in it, and they might do it again. The fear comes off, but we do have the shelter coming out. A little bit of line of sight there from him. Sizer also trying to get hold of him. Not quite managing to do it. but they're just on the bridge. I mean, they got the decap and they are going to get the cap just because they were kind of busy with the just tunneling down on Tage. They saw, hey, we can bring him down. We want that advantage for the next team fight, but you can't just abandon your points after that.
Yeah, Helseth came in for a res there as well. Tage might actually self-res here off the third skill on the down state with the assistance of Helseth there. So after all that focus, look at the portals out as well. Tage going to go to the mid, and they're going to keep the 2-cap. They need to get a decap over on the mine. Not sure that Denshi's going to be the right man to do that. Ted Prototype is coming in to actually offer some support there. All I need to do is keep that close point at the moment and just hold it. Ventari has gone down as he's left Prototype there, so he's gonna be out of this, and maybe they can take advantage. Although Helseth very low HP himself, some 2 stacks of bleeding, nothing left to really help him out there. Unfortunately, just going out to a bit of
Tage coming in. Is the knockback going to be fast enough? Oh, no, we do have the Mesmer downside ability. Fear coming in, and with the Fear, the Plague Form Stomp is no problem at all. We do have a 1v1 going on mine, but the decap isn't going to come through, and that 1 point is pretty much enough. The decap, however, came on the henge. There we do have a little bit of a team fight. Ventari, of course, after the respawn, assisted Quoth in that fight, and also Sizer fell back to help out on that one. It looks like the blue team pretty much got this one sealed, especially with Rom now going down. Texby in a lot of trouble just from trying to outrun Sizer. He might be able to get on point, but a 1-1 cap is not going to do them much in this situation. Sizer also going for the decap on mid, so really opting for the 3 cap to finish it off.
I think all of blue team have just played an absolutely blinding game. Not really aware, you know, the elementalists doing a great job at healing and supporting. No guardian to actually get rid of those conditions, so they're very responsible for that. And you know, I think Ventari and Prototype, when they're running around together, they're just doing an epic job. So they can't handle that damage that's coming out. Tage and Denshi, all they're doing really is trying to get through their cooldowns to actually get rid of those conditions, and they're not able to, you know, build the damage and the might that they can to actually take out the other team, and they're struggling. So really, TCG are just relying on Blue's mistakes at the moment, which is a couple here and there. You know, they focused on Tage, like putting him under the bridge for so long, which is the only reason TCG really came back with a 2-cap at all. But the thing is, you know, that benefited them in the long run.
Off from getting anywhere close to a win here. They just weren't able to deal with the double necro. Apparently, a lot of people on EU were for a long time whining about necro not being really viable. Some made it into proper teams here and there, but not really in the top bracket as we have seen of yet. On NA, that's a bit of another story with the necros there. They are kind of have a bit more of potential on those teams. But apparently, for everyone who doubted them, it looks like they work in a pair. And to be honest, again, they take Texby, the engineer, and manage to get matched against a double necro team in the first round. And is a bit unlucky, to be honest.
Yes, so Texby's going to have some issues here and there, of course. I'm wondering if anyone's going to switch up to anything else, but I doubt it. They did start to deal with them a bit better.
I'm just seeing. I need to fix the weekly number on the caster overlay. It's the third.
It is indeed the third cup, yes. So we've already seen 500 euros. No, sorry, 1,000 euros of cash go through the cup so far.
And now since the second one, we also have a. Is it weekly? I read 20,000 gems. Also in the prize pool. I think it is actually weekly.
Yeah.
With 2,000 stamps 5. And do we have? No, wait. That's 10,000.
Worried when Nick starts talking to himself, everyone.
Yeah.
He gets quite worried. Yeah, 2,000 gems per player for seconds. That's 10,000.
A lot of gems.
It is indeed 20,000 gems a week, which goes through. So
oh yeah, 2,000 for the third place as well, right?
Mm-hmm. So even
there
if you
we
get
go.
Position,
we found the missing 10k.
Missing link there.
Hey.
Yeah, it is a lot. I mean, if you enter this cup, we got some new teams which have entered, so it'd be interesting to see if they can get into third place. But as we're going here, we do see TCG have gone down one game to our current team, who I've just forgotten the name of. CD.
Let's call him CD. The full name, just to tell you guys once, is, let me have a look. It is Not Now Babe, I'm On, and then CD. Whatever that is supposed to mean.
I know, but I'm not going to share that.
Really?
On the stream. Yes.
Okay.
I'll whisper it to you in the break.
Great.
Oh God. Don't go there. It's too easy. Okay, right. So we do have both teams, just asking them to ready up, and we will be getting on with the second map, which is the Bonfire map. And of course, hopefully, TCG will be able to come back into this. Now, having a look at the map and also the teams.
Wait.
What are you waiting for?
Is Zarix now really on the Ranger?
Oh no. Doing that. Oh, good
Mad
Lord.
King Runes, Celestial Amulet, and a trade spread of 2-4-2-6.
This is
what
now,
is that supposed to be?
This is now where they're going to lose this game. This is now where they're going to lose this game. Why would you change your comp when you just beat TCG so confidently?
Oh, but
this is where they're going to lose it.
But something where you might want to change your comp is when you pretty much got your butt handed to somebody. I saw it yesterday. We have Lord Nexeth. Helseth switched to a Necro.
That name.
Almost as good as my Necro. ChroNick.
I don't know. I don't know about this move. How good is Helseth on Necro, to be fair?
Although,
as well.
Why would he be using Lissa runes?
Okay, let's have a look.
Lissa runes. Apply convert 5 conditions into boons. When you use your elite skill, is he gonna go for the flash golem to make up for that? Because with plague form, that's completely useless.
The thing is that you want to keep your flesh golem up. You know, you want to keep it up. So, I mean, I can't remember if you use it. Wait a minute, if you use
get
the
it
charge,
on both?
I can't remember if you use it. Yeah, I mean, when you use it, we can check with him actually when he's if he uses the charge. Because if you use the charge, the 40-second cooldown, that's quite low, and I can't remember if that procs off the charge. So yeah, I really can't remember.
Yeah, me neither.
That would be. That's a really clever move, if so.
It would be, but to be honest, I haven't seen Lissa used for quite a while, so I'm not sure. The last time I saw it was when one thief kind of didn't get the message that you don't do that anymore.
Yeah, it was because wasn't it that you gained all boons or something? Can't remember. It wasn't.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's. Well, I don't know about this move. I mean, it's a weird move for both teams, to be fair.
Yeah.
But hey-ho.
Let's see how that works out. So the cards have been reshuffled. Apparently, we're going to go into the second match with a couple of roster changes. It is currently 1-0 for CD and TCG now with the possibility to equalize the scores. Let's have a look at the splits.
So having a look at the blue team at the moment, two of the guys are going from the blue team to the close point. No one's currently crossing. Going to have a look at Tage is at the moment in mid with Denchi. Sorry, I lost my thing there because I actually lagged hard there. I'm okay now, sorry. But again, look, they're focusing already on Tage and the combination of Tage and also Rom. So those two are the prime targets, really. Rom really getting focused here. I mean, damn, he needs to get off that node really fast. Size is going to keep on the pressure and just keep pushing. Look at Ventari as well, just going right through the node. They're using that Fleshworm to get back across the node. And now the focus is back on him. Ron getting that knockdown on him as well. And also Denshi just getting a little bit of damage on him. He's going to have to go in plague form and just rotate back out the point. But he's actually stuck here, stunned just off node. He's going to be okay a little bit, but the damage has come back onto Ron. Ron's going to go into the downstate. Is anyone going to be able to get the res on him? No! He's going to get taken down by, I'm not sure if it was Quiver there or Sizer, but very good job there.
Yeah. He wasn't really able to get a res off there. We did have too much damage, and Ventari was now able to back off in a nice position. Now we do have a switch. Prototype is having a look at the waterfall. I don't know what got him so scared. Is he really already waiting for the respawn? Rom is quite a way off, or still to get even near to the waterfall. Denshi falling back to have a look. Sizer might have just invised a little bit, and that got them scared. No, he's right in the fight. Next target is gonna be a Nexath, and he will be focused down. Although nice support there. We did have the Entangle and a little bit of Condi clear from Denshi and a little bit of heal there. Nice work keeping Helseth alive. But Sizer is just gonna run through and get the decap on the quarry, using the confusion to his benefit. Two people falling back, and they can't quite decide who should really be dueling Sizer there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm really liking this Lissaroon decision from Helseth. I mean, it might decrease his damage, but at least it increases his survivability. I mean, he's got 15 seconds. I'm just watching him to see if that is going to... Because I've never used it, so that's probably why I don't actually know. But and never seen it used either, so it's just an interesting one. But yeah, like we said before, I think chat confirmed it as well. It is just on that actual charge usage that he does take away those conditions. But at the moment, we do see 71 points to the blue team, 52 to red. That's ticking on both teams at the moment. Ventari's just checking his home node. Sizer again going for another decap. He's going to get it again.
And the stolen fear. That was due to the Lord Nexath. He stole it, kept it, and used it well. Is already back onto the midpoint. We do have the decaps, so all the time the decaps are giving them a slight benefit on that. Quoth now going down. With Quoth down, they are having some problem of getting him back up. We have Zarek's position quite well. Nexath is trying to get away, but doesn't quite manage it. We do have Tage and Rom going for the rest. We do have the Entangle coming out, but the Entangle was a little bit too late to actually keep them from getting the res on him, trying to reposition himself. Sizer might be right on him. He's of course the focus target, and they want to take him out, so nothing has changed there, just from him going, and Sizer again invisible, but ported back for some reason. Used the shadow step twice. I don't know if he was lagging. Maybe just to get rid of conditions and re-engage.
Look at the amount of conditions on the red team at the moment. Look how many. There's always... Torment is always on this team. Like, the amount of Condi removal they have to do on this point. Like, Tage and Denshi need to be together nearly all the time to actually get enough Condi clear onto the rest of the team. Rom's having got no end of problems here, as well as also Helseth's actually doing quite nice job here, to be fair. But you know what, TCG are doing a fantastic job of clearing these conditions, and even with getting those decaps, it's not really giving them a massive advantage. We've only got 24 points difference, and Sizer, oh, we're going to see Rom go down here. Helseth needs to be very careful. He's in all that cleave damage there. Yep. He is able to use his heal. He's going to be okay. And again, using another Lissaroon to actually use to get rid of a lot of conditions, a really smart idea. We have seen Tage go down.
You muted yourself, Jebro, I think. Is he even... I think Jebro just left the TeamSpeak and doesn't know it. He is just talking. I'm gonna write him quickly. Or maybe he will notice by himself. Let's have a look at the game. We did see Denshi going down on point, and the point actually is going over towards the blue team. Decap again on the quarry point, so really big advantage for the blue team coming out now. It looks like they might just be able to pick up the second win and kick out TCG. Are we getting Jebro back in here? No, we are not. TCG is now repositioning themselves. They are going for the next engage on the midpoint. Denshi also coming in from the side. So the blue team may be a bit too aggressive there, trying to immediately go into the front line. And now Sizer back on his decapping spree there. Just going for another one on the quarry. And although the double cap is now giving the major benefit to the blue team, these tiny decaps are also doing their work. He's actually going for the full cap. Does he want the 1v1 with Taxby? I'm not too sure that's the best decision. Yeah, he wants it. He wants the 1v1. Jebro is checking if I know that he's not in TeamSpeak anymore. We'll see if we can get him back anytime soon. So, we do have the red team with the aggression back on the midpoint, but it is capped, and we do know that the midpoint is kind of difficult to get back just due to the size. They need to completely win a team fight, and by that time it might already be too late. So, the focus on the midpoint, maybe they just want to go for the outside point strategy there, and Lord Nexeth already on his way there. We do see him taking the long path around, but Prototype kind of smelled it. Is now going to be in a 1v1 with Nexeth, and now we're going to see, is he actually going to be able to 1v1 somebody who just picked up the Necro, or is normally the Mesmer player. Decap still on the quarry point. We have Denshi now chasing off Sizer. He's going to go back into mid. 3v3, Xerix is a good target. Nice pull there from Texby. Rom is putting on the CC. Do we see a stomp on him? No, the damage is just coming in from side. We have a supply crate drop on the side, and they picked off that. But now we do have almost double the points on the blue side. And sorry for the small interruption. I just need to try and get Jeb back in. Size again with the 1v1 against Taxby, so it seems like that is working pretty well for him. At least a couple of tries. The first one seemed to be going well as well, and with the Thief being able to 1v1 the Engineer, you don't really have anything to worry about. He's going for the decap. And I'm gonna try and switch to another TeamSpeak now mid-game to get back to Jebro. And quick moment. There we go, Jebro. Can you hear me?
I can indeed.
Finally.
Sorry about that. Don't know what happened.
You just left me alone. Let's get back to the game.
Okay, yeah, so, wow, domination from Blue at the moment. I had to nip out of the game to get my TeamSpeak sorted, so it's actually going pretty damn well for them at the moment.
Yes, it is.
TCG do not have a chance in hell of coming back right now.
Oh,
no way, no way.
Sizes just 1v1ing Taxby, winning that completely, dominating that 1v1, and now against Helseth. Helseth on his Necro wants to take the second one, is using the awkwardly placed minecart a bit here to negate some damage, but not really working that well for him. He does get the assistance of Tage in a couple of seconds, so that is not going to be the win for him in that fight, but he can just disengage, and I think TCG has kind of realized this was about it.
Indeed. I missed a good portion of that, but, you know, it was from when I DC'd from TeamSpeak and like, just lagged out completely the game. It just seemed dominant, you know. The damage potential from the blue team now is just insane. Xerix's build, whatever that is he's currently running, his random build of life. But it's full, well, DPS build with those survival skills as well, which is quite nice in combination, and TCG just had absolutely no end of issues, and really...
I have to say, he made quite well use of the entangle.
The size saying in map chat, let me be a decapper again. Because I'm not sure if he actually plays that role as fully as he, you know, would like to maybe in TCG, so, which is probably why it says that, but... You know, I mean,
think in a lot of team combinations, he just maybe also has to deal with the Mesmer and can't always leave the team fights and just go for the decap, because otherwise either the Thief or the Mesmer would make quick work of Helseth. But in this combination, Helseth now, especially on the Necro,
he did well at it, actually.
He did well, but I don't
think he was doing as much damage as he could have done if he wasn't under so much constant pressure. Yeah. And with that rune, you know, I don't think... I'm not convinced that the Condi cleanse is enough to, you know, to warrant using it for the rest of the skills. But, you know, that's just my opinion. But that is actually quite an interesting... I think we're going to see quite